Hello, this is Emma of EmmaLiveYoga and welcome to this healing Yin Yoga class. So do take a few moments to make sure you have everything you need. You will need a couple of bricks or blocks. You will need a bolster ideally. If you don't have that, just a couple of pillows would be great, and you may need a blanket for underneath your knees. So we're going to come to Sukhasana, so easy cross-leg position, or you may prefer to sit like this in Siddhasana with the heels lined up, or you can stretch the legs out. So just finding a nice comfortable seat. And just take a few moments to support your body. If you want to sit on something, we're going to start here with a little bit of mindfulness and just centering. So as we arrive, we'll take a big breath in and out. And doing this again, breathing in, lift and lengthen, and out. So as we arrive here, embarking on this new moon energy, the healing Yin class, the new moon symbolizing letting go of the old, new beginnings, and it can be a time for rest and recuperation, self-care, but also a time to reset the newness of the moon, a reset of goals, or anything that we may be focusing on. So it's kind of a transitional time, which is why sometimes our energy can feel pretty zapped at the new moon. So it's good to do a more restful practice at this time and just harness that restful energy. So as we arrive here, bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra, take a few moments to connect with the energy of Anahata, the heart space. And just begin to tune in to the rise and fall of the chest with the breath. And take a few moments also to close your eyes. And bringing an awareness to how you're feeling in this moment, in your body, your mind, the flow of your emotions. And just see this as the starting off point of our journey together into the healing power of Yin Yoga. And as you gently bow the head, you may wish to set an intention for the new moon, a focus for your practice. And just feel that you're planting this seed of intention. And feeling the body continuing to settle, the heart light, facial muscles relaxing. So then take a deeper breath on the inhale. On the exhale, gently blink, open the eyes. So I'll initiate this space with the sacred vibration of Om. You can join in or listen. So taking a breath in. Om. So then resting the hands down in any comfortable position. From here, we'll take another deep breath in. And exhale, relax the shoulders. Now we'll make our way down to semi-supine position. So coming off your support, if you're on any support, you might just pop your bolster to one side. And as you make your way down, you may choose to support your head, possibly your lower back with a blanket. So just making sure that you're comfortable. And taking these few initial moments of the practice to really feel grounded and to really relax into the floor beneath. So as you arrive here, just take another deep breath. And on the exhale, feel the shoulders and the length of the spine releasing the weight of the sacrum. And again, you can close the eyes here and begin that practice of pratyahara, sense withdrawal or drawing inwards of the gaze. As you begin to inhabit the felt sensations of the body and the breath. So as we begin to observe the breath washing up and down the spine, you can begin to tap into an intuitive space of harmony and healing, facilitated by the energy of the new moon, a time of new beginnings, and a time of rest and restoration and recuperation. So we'll begin our practice with some gentle mobilization of the hips before we embark on our first yin hold. So taking a breath in. On the exhale, gather the knees into the belly for Apanasana. You can take hold of the shins or the backs of the thighs, whatever feels best. Inhale. Exhale, just begin to rock from side to side. So nice and easy. Shoulders and fingers stay relaxed. And just feeling a gentle mobilization, massage action in the lower back. And allowing the breath to guide this movement. Maybe breathing in to one side, and breathing out to the other. So then inhale as you come to center. On the exhale, bring the hands to rest lightly on the kneecaps. We're going to set up for some hip rotations. So on the inhale, draw the knees towards you. And exhale, knees apart and away. That's it. Inhale, together and towards. Exhale, apart and away. We'll do 2 more rounds in this direction. Just creating some space in the lower body. And knowing with the new moon energy, the new moon is associated with the base red chakra of Muladhara, which is a seat of our security and sense of safety. So as you come in for that final round, we'll just pause there with the knees on the belly, and then we'll change direction. So on the inhale, push the knees away, keep the knees together. And then exhale, knees apart and towards. So doing 3 more rounds here. Moving with the breath. So this helps to stimulate the energy around this chakra. When this chakra is blocked, we can feel insecure, unstable, and have feelings of overwhelm. So opening this area encourages a healthy energy here. So you can feel more secure, more stable. So as you complete your rounds, again, you'll pause with the knees on the belly. Inhale. On the exhale, bring the feet to the floor, open the palms of the hands. Take an inhale to the collarbones. And exhale to let go. So from here, we're coming to Supta Baddha Konasana. So you will need your 2 bricks or blocks for this one. And you'll bring your bricks or blocks either side of the thighs, with the feet still resting on the floor in semi-supine. From here, on the inhale, you'll bring the soles of the feet together. And on the exhale, you'll drop the knees out as wide as you can comfortably sustain. Now, in the initial phase of the stretch, it's a good idea to have the blocks resting underneath the thighs rather than the knees. A little bit of extra support. Alternatively, if your hips are really open, you might be able to rest your bricks underneath the knees. So just find the most restful support you can. And this in turn allows the groin to release, the hips to relax, and the hip flexors also to release. As we arrive here on the inhale, bring the left hand to rest on the belly. And on the exhale, bring the right hand to rest on the heart space. Allow the eyes to close. And take an inhale to the top hand. Connect with your intention. And exhale to the bottom hand. Letting go and surrendering any tension. Stay with the breath here. Beginning to observe maybe the initial intensity of the stretch. And acknowledging this, acknowledging sensations and any discomfort. And allowing the breath to move around these sensations with no judgment. Allowing the stretch to be what it is in this moment. As you breathe between these two poles of the top hand and the bottom hand, the Yin practice allows us time to really inhabit the posture for a number of breaths. You may go through a process of tensing and releasing throughout. And this is meant to echo the process of the mind tensing with thoughts and then letting them go. So as you sink down towards the shoulder blades, you can become the distant observer of these processes happening somewhere above. As we reach the halfway point here, it might be, if your thighs and hips are released, that you can slide your blocks a little bit further out. Just see. It may be better to stay as you are. So making any adjustments or choosing to stay just as you are, staying with the breath. Feeling the safety and security of Muladhara, the root chakra grounding you through the sacrum and the lower back. Feel the shoulders surrendering with each exhale. And feeling the lower body beginning to gradually sink into a state of relaxation and repose. As tensions begin to ebb away. We have a few more breaths here. So then, taking your time, take a deeper breath on the inhale. On the exhale, you may gently open the eyes and just release the hands. And then guide the hands down towards the thighs. And on the inhale, you can carefully begin to coax the knees towards each other. On the exhale, walk the feet out to hip distance once again. And just slide your bricks over to one side. We'll do a little counter pose to that big opening. So on the inhale, allow the inner knees to touch, allow the inner knees to fall into each other. And on the exhale, walk the feet towards the outer edges of the mat. Make sure your toes are still pointing forwards. As you arrive here with the palms open, take a big inhale. Exhale all the way down to the root chakra, feeling grounded and heavy. And feeling more of the sacrum in contact with your mat from this internal rotation. So take a few easy breaths here. And then on the next inhale, float the knees apart. On the exhale, walk the feet back in towards hip distance apart. From here, inhale. On the exhale, carefully gather the knees in, left knee, and then right knee. Initially take hold of the back of the thighs as you take the knees nice and wide. We'll just do another little opening here through the hips. So this is option one. You can stay here with the knees wide, ankles are really relaxed. You can just do a little jiggle through the feet, keeping those joints nicely relaxed. If you'd like to take this deeper, on the inhale, you may guide the soles of the feet together. And on the exhale, take hold of the ankles and just guide the heels towards the groin area. So these go nice and wide. If this troubles the knees or doesn't feel right at all, please come back to the first option. If you're in this option relatively comfortably, you can press your elbows into the thighs just to take the knees wide. And deepen the breath. Shoulders are releasing, sternum is lifting. Make sure the lower back is still equally placed on the mat. Good, then from here on the inhale, guiding the knees back towards each other. Exhale, just have a gentle squeeze in there to equalize through the lower back. And then inhale as you bring the feet back to the floor, open the palms. And exhale to relax. So we're going to move now to a reclining twist. So you'll have your bolster to hand here. And just bring it to the left side of your body. Once you've positioned your bolster, you'll take a breath in, and on the exhale, just roll over to the left side and allow your right inner knee to rest on your bolster, so that leg is bent. You may bring a brick underneath the head so that the head is aligned with the rest of the spine. You can stretch the left leg out towards the end of your mat and take the left arm out at shoulder height with the palm open. As you arrive here in this initial phase, just take a breath and just see how everything feels in this position. And know that it will be fine to stay here. This feels really therapeutic. If you wish to turn this into a twist, on the inhale, you can slide the right hand over to the right side, open the palm. Exhale, and maybe turn the chest, the gaze, and the belly towards the ceiling or sky. If that feels like a big opening in the right arm, you have a modification to bring the right hand to rest on the hip, and just drop the elbow and shoulder back as an alternative. So find a comfortable position for your arm and your shoulder. As you arrive in the twist, acknowledge any resistance, any tension you can feel. Then take a big inhale to the heart space. Exhale, either stay as you are or you may glide your head to look to the right side. Now you might need to shuffle your brick over to the right side to continue to support your head. As you arrive, just feel and breathe. Feeling this initial intensity of the pavarita of the twist. It might be you can soften your left knee, so maybe try just bending that left knee so that your left quad can completely relax. Breathing deeply, maybe inhabiting some comfortable discomfort, but knowing the healing power of the breath and our patience to just remain amidst sensation. will help to ease any discomfort. The new moon energy teaches us about the time to let go and the shedding of any unnecessary weight, whether that's emotional or mental, things we may be carrying in our subconscious and also in our bodies. So twists such as this one is really good for moving energy on. We can feel the initial resistance, but then we can begin to feel a space emerge. Feel you can nestle the shoulders into the floor. Be aware of any areas where you might be holding on. Maybe it's your fingers you can soften. Maybe it's the jawline. Just got a few more breaths. So then inhale, gently engage the pelvic floor. And on the exhale, carefully slide that right hand all the way back over to the left side. Adjust the support underneath your head as you need to. You may just arrive with the hands palm to palm, or maybe just rest the hand lightly on the thigh. Take a moment there as the spine returns to more of a neutral position. Close the eyes so you can experience the effect of the twist. It's really important for us to honor and respect these pauses between movements, so that all of our different layers can really absorb the practice. So then from here, take a breath in. On the exhale, just releasing the right leg so that you can carefully roll onto your back once again. Know that I'm going to get up and change side so that I can still see you, but you don't need to do that. So just roll onto your back and just pause there for a moment in semi-supine, or possibly Shavasana, whatever feels good in your body, that's it at this moment. Then when you feel that you've enjoyed that pause, you can then roll to your opposite side. The right side will begin to set up for the reclining twist. So knees are bent initially, and then we bring the inner left knee to rest on the bolster. Now your bolster can be as close into the body or as far away as feels comfortable. So feel free to play around with the position. See what feels best for you. From here, you can then slide out the right leg. Make sure you're resting on that right hip. You might want a blanket underneath the right hip, and again, some support underneath the head. So as you arrive, laying on that right side, again, just take a few moments to pause and settle. Taking a deep breath, again, close the eyes. And just continuing to tap in periodically to that inner universe. And then, same as before, know that you can stay here. Or on the inhale, you can begin to roll onto your back, turning the belly, turning the gaze, and extending the left hand out to the left side. Again, if that doesn't feel right in your shoulder, you can bring the left hand to rest on the hip and just drop the elbow and shoulder back behind you. If you need to adjust your brick underneath the head, please do. If you wish to intensify this twist, know that you would just shuffle your right shoulder over to the right side a little bit more. This gives you a little bit more of a twist. Wherever you are, take a big inhale, expand the breath. On the exhale, either keep the head where it is or glide the head to look over the left shoulder. Tune in, see how your neck feels, any tensions around the neck may be released by this or may be aggravated. So just see where your head needs to be. Check in with the quality of your breath, and this will tell you whether or not you're in the right position. As the spine begins to absorb this spiral, this decompressing and squeezing out, our challenge is to keep the breath flowing. And the mind, we keep gathering back to a state of equalness, equanimity. But at the same time, we're feeling all the points of soreness or connection, or areas where we can begin to let go. Continuing to see if there are any areas where you might be habitually or involuntarily tightening. So maybe you could bend at the right knee to switch off the right quad muscle. Maybe it's your shoulders you can release. Maybe you can allow a smile to emanate up from the heart. And this will relax your facial muscles and get you in touch with the vagus nerve associated with rest and relaxation. So take in just a few more breaths here. And then take a breath in, engage the pelvic floor. Exhale, begin to slowly bring the left arm all the way back as you turn the body all the way back to where you started. As you arrive there, make any adjustments you need to underneath the head. And again, take this moment to pause. Allow the spine to recalibrate and settle. Then from here, you can bring the top hand to the floor beside the face. On the inhale, pressing into that hand, stretch out the top leg and just begin to lead yourself slowly up towards a seated position. That's it, taking your time. So as you come up, I'm going to take the bolster in front of you. You can just pop your bricks over to one side, just have them in grabbing distance in case you need them. So as you arrive, initially you'll sit back on the heels, have the knees a little bit wider. We're coming to a supported balasana, pose of a child. So you take a breath in, get some length into the spine. Then on the exhale, you can just walk the hands forward and just guide your bolster underneath the body. So you might choose to support your pelvis, or you might just support the main body of your torso. As you arrive, you can rest one ear down or maybe your forehead down. If this is uncomfortable for the knees, an alternative is to slide the legs further out and just sink the pelvis down that way as an alternative. So just finding whatever feels best for you. Again, you can close the eyes and try to make sure the elbows are bent so the shoulders can really relax. And as you feel the compression of the belly in this position, you can feel also the back muscles begin to open and release. So as you take a deep inhale, belly pushes out. This also lifts the back of the body. And on the exhale, you can soften around the shoulders. You can soften around the glutes towards the heels. And as you fold in on yourself in this way, this comforting fetal position of child pose, it helps us to connect with the beginning, the inner child, the start of everything. Yoga allows us to wash the slate clean with each exhale, a fresh breath, a fresh moment. So we're now at the halfway point. If you're resting one ear down, I would recommend you gently lift the head on the inhale, and on the exhale, bring the opposite ear down. If you're resting on the forehead, feel free to stay exactly as you are. Steady breathing, body releasing, mind is calm. So we just have a few more breaths here. So then on the inhale, you can carefully bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And on the exhale, just slowly lift to about the halfway point. You can bring the forearms to rest on the bolster. Just have a little pause there to relax the shoulders, taking your time. So Yin Yoga is slow yoga. We take as much time as we can. We stay aware of these transitions, nice smooth transitions. So then on the inhale, you can bring the hands to the bolster and just begin to lift all the way back up. So on the exhale, we're coming to seated here. So you might come to the sitting bones, however. You might lean forward and just take the legs back, cross at the ankles, and then just take the legs either side of the bolster. So feel free to come to that position, however is best for you. A few little tips here. If your hamstrings are particularly tight or you have hypermobility through your knees, I would recommend that you slide some bricks underneath the back of the knees. Even if the quads are tight, that might be a nice thing to do. Just get some support there. If that feels a bit hard, you could do some cushions, whatever feels best. And then we'll just take a moment here. So you just take your legs comfortably wide, not mega wide, so maybe just off the edges of the mat. And just give the ankles a little jiggle here. That's it, nice and easy. So on the inhale, sit nice and tall. That's it, exhale, relax the shoulders. So then on the inhale, we just begin to lean forward. It might be you use some of your support again underneath the forearms. You can just do a nice easy lean, no stress or strain here. And just gaze towards the thumbs. So the back of the neck is long. And just begin to feel your way into that initial opening around the lower back, around the hamstrings, wherever you can feel the sensations. Breathe in deeply And just allowing this time to inhabit this moment. So know if the leg position is too much, you can always bring your legs further in. You can bring your feet to the floor. So there's different things you can do here to make this comfortable. If you're feeling really comfortable, you might begin to hinge a little bit further forward, possibly take one of your supports away. That's it, and roll the shoulders back. It might be that you've just dropped your chin to your chest. Another nice thing to do is to support the forehead. You might use a couple of bricks to facilitate that. So it's not really about how deeply you fold, it's about finding the release you need. So this is a lovely release for the back of the neck, the upper back. So just find where you need to be. Know that that will be different for everybody. So breathing and feeling, and just begin to let go of the head. So you can let go of any thoughts, any journeys into the reactive state of the mind. And you can just begin to accept wherever you are. You may bring some movement to this. You may begin a little rocking action from side to side. So if you feel the mind tighten up, you can just introduce this rock, nice soothing action, and this also gets you into the side body, so releasing any muscles, any muscular tightness around the spine. It's a really nice way to do that. You can do that from a higher position, a lower position, moving and breathing. So tapping into intuitive movement. Your body will tell you where you need to go, how deeply, which frequency. Good, so then we'll come back to center on the inhale. Exhale, and again, just take this stretch to wherever feels best. You may find after releasing the QL, the sides of the body, you can go feel a bit more comfortable possibly. This feels really easy for you. Now you can fold all the way down into your bolster. You can just hug your bolster in. Just got a few more breaths. Maybe you can soften around the kneecaps. Maybe you can soften around the forehead. You can let go of any striving, so there's no force or strain. You can cultivate self-acceptance of where you are now in this moment and allow that to be enough. So then from here, we're going to walk this out in stages, same as before. On the inhale, gently lift the pelvic floor as you begin to walk this slowly out, maybe to the halfway point. And exhale as you arrive there. And just take another breath there, feeling, resisting the urge to rush into the future, just being here now. And then inhaling, continue to walk all the way back up. And exhale as you arrive there. So from here, you can pop your bolster to one side. I'm just going to gather these legs in. So taking hold of the back of the knees, just begin to gather the legs back in until you're able to bring the soles of the feet to the floor. From here, you can just round the back and just hug the shins in, or maybe the thighs. You can drop chin to chest or forehead to knees, whatever feels accessible. And again here, we curl into a little bowl of restoration. You have this heightened sense of the body's warmth, the movement of the breath. You can soften around the shoulders. So then inhale, gently lift the head back up and exhale. So we've worked into different areas of the spine. Now going to look at a gentle back bend. So from here, you will set up a brick for your head on either the highest or the lowest setting. No, you might adjust that. And you'll set up a brick which will go underneath the upper back. You might have your bolster to hand in case you're going to use that. From here, you scooch down on the mat and just bring the forearms down initially to the floor behind you. So we take this nice and slowly. As you arrive, you just begin to guide your elbows back until your upper back arrives on your brick. Now if that feels too much, you might use a softer option, so maybe a cushion. And then slide the sitting bones in, stabilize the top brick, and just bring the back of your head to rest there. Again, you might need to adjust your position and just spend a few moments just getting everything right. So you might have it on a higher or a lower setting. Just see what's best. Again, you can substitute bricks for a softer support. Now as you arrive here, you'll feel that opening in the upper back. You can roll the palms of the hands open. Feel the openness of the heart space. Take a big inhale, big exhale, and feel the shoulders just fall away from the main line of the body. If anything doesn't feel right, know that this can feel uncomfortable and vulnerable. But if you have any pain, then you would take the bricks away and just come down to semi-supine. Otherwise, as with the rest of the yin postures, if we can just settle, find the breath and be patient, then the body will trust us enough to begin to release. So this is the initial stage with the soles of the feet on the floor. Remember, you can feel your body much better than I can. So if you need to make any adjustments, any changes, please do. Never feel like you're holding on. Make yourself comfortable. Now you can keep your feet here, or you can slide the legs all the way out on the mat, coming to Yin Matsyasana, fish pose with the palms open. You can close the eyes. We're not staying here too long as this is a back bend, but we can feel the vulnerability of the heart space open. We can feel that reaching back into the unknown, where there are no certainties. So we're practicing being at peace with discomfort. So we can begin to find this peace, this shanti in discomfort, off of the mat also. If you feel really comfortable, you may well. That's great. A few more breaths. Good. So then from here, we'll come out nice and mindfully. So on the inhale, you'll press the elbows down into the floor and lift the hands up. Squeeze the pelvic floor, and on the exhale, as you press the elbows down, you can begin to lever yourself up and walk the feet back in so the feet are on the floor. From there, you can just roll over to one side and just come off your support entirely. Slide it out to the side of you, and then you can make your way back to semi-supine position. Again, you may support the head as you come back to a neutral spinal position. Roll the palms of the hands open. If you feel you want to bring the knees together, listen to that message. Otherwise, keep the legs parallel. And just take a few moments, allowing the back to settle. Feeling heavy, but maybe having more of an awareness of the natural curves of the spine. And feeling the effect of the upper back release, which is really good for releasing tension through the upper back. So then once you've settled here, I'm going to come to an inversion or Viparita Karani. You can use your bolster for this. If your bolster feels a bit high, feel free to use a cushion as an alternative. Otherwise, on the inhale, you'll gently press into the heels so you can lift the sitting bones up, lift the hips. Slide your bolster underneath the lower back and the glutes. Again, if it's too high, please use an alternative. Once you arrive there, on the exhale, just gather the knees in, and the knees should fall in nice and easily because of your support and taking the core work out of this inversion. We don't want any core work in Yin. So then on the inhale, you can begin to float the ankles up towards the ceiling or sky with the knees bent or straight. And keep a softness in the knees so all the muscles can switch off. Again, you can roll the palms of the hands open. Head can be supported or unsupported. Again, that's your choice. Allow the eyes to close as you feel the shoulders heavy, the toes light, the hips supported. Begin to slip into more of a liminal space between the watchful and the restful mind. As you rest in this inversion, you can allow all the fluids of the body to flow in reverse, washing down, healing, starting afresh. Just a few more breaths as you embrace the rest and digest impulse. You want to bring some gentle movements to the ankles. That's an option just to aid any lymphatic drainage if you've been standing or walking. Breath is moving freely, nice and easy. So then from here, you can take a breath in. On the exhale, just gradually gather the knees back in and just pause there, allowing those knees to fall in, maybe towards the chest. And just feel that extra opening through the lower back for a few moments. Then on the inhale, carefully bring one foot down at a time, back to the floor. Exhale. So you can stay here in supported semi-supine with the feet on the floor or the palms open. If you'd like a deeper release here and it feels accessible to you, another option is to slide the legs out from this position, which really opens the front of the body, particularly the hip flexors. If you're comfortable to do that option, you may also on the inhale float the arms back, and on the exhale gently take hold of the wrists, or if that is too restricted, then just take the arms out to the side on the diagonal. Feeling you can rest the elbows and the wrist down. Breathing into the heart space, which is lifting. And feeling the shoulders, the hip flexors releasing. Again, if this feels too much, feel free to walk the feet back in, stay happy. This option also provides a lovely stretch of the belly, which is good for stimulating the digestive tract. So take one more breath. And then on the inhale, if you stretch the legs out, just carefully walk the feet back in. On the exhale, if you've taken the arms above, then just slowly lower those down. From here, develop an awareness of the heels. Maybe walk the heels in towards you. We're going to carefully release this support. As you press into the heels, inhale, do a little lift. And on the exhale, if you've got your bolster, you can slide that down to underneath the back of the knees. Or if you're using an alternative, just do what you need to do. So coming to a supported Shavasana here, so you can have a rolled up blanket, for example, a few cushions, or a bolster underneath the back of the knees. If you get the message to gather your knees in and have a final squeeze in and rock from side to side, then listen to that message. Keep in your comfort. This is your sukham, really important in your practice. And also keep in your contentment. This is santosha. So once you've done any releases you feel you want to do, you can come to rest position of choice. Open the palms. As you arrive, allow the eyes to close. And take a deep breath to let go of the body entirely. As we draw towards the close of this healing Yin Yoga practice on the new moon, we can take rest and allow all of our different layers of being to absorb the prana, the healing life force from the practice. Resting here for a short time. So now as you rest, becoming aware of the breath. And beginning to deepen the breath as you drift towards the surface. And sending the breath down into fingers and toes. Bringing some gentle movements here. And now moving the head slowly from side to side, easing out the back of the neck. When you're ready to, on the next inhale, reaching the arms up and back for a full body stretch. Big exhale to let go. And bending at the elbows, bending at the knees, begin to walk the feet back in. Might pause with the feet on the bolster. And then draw the knees in and have a little rock from side to side. Until you can roll over to the moon side of the body, the left side. Pause there for a moment. Feel the bones heavy as you close the eyes. Take this moment to be thankful for the blessings of this new moon energy. The flowing of the breath, the body and mind may be in a more restful state. And then pressing weight into the top hand, stretching out the top leg and inhaling as you come slowly back up And coming to a comfortable seated position. So taking a few moments to sit nice and tall. Lengthening the spine. Lifting the heart space. Bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra as we give thanks for our health and our practice. Inhale to lift the prayer hands up. Exhaling to the sides. Inhale to look up. And exhale. Namaste. So thank you for practicing with me. Hoping you're feeling nice and yin and relaxed. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.